Hey everyone, Ryan Eckert here with Peak Endurance Solutions. In this video, I'm going to be going over the catch setup drill, which is what I like to call it, although a lot of other people will know it as sculling. I like to call it the catch setup drill, just because that's kind of what you're working on with this drill. You're working on setting up your catch, which then leads into your pull. And so with this drill, it's a rather simple drill. It's not really a big movement, but it takes a lot of focus because you want to make sure that you're doing this one right and you're feeling what you are supposed to be feeling. I'm going to go ahead and play this so you can see how it looks. Essentially, I recommend that you do it with a snorkel and fins. Snorkel so that you can basically take turning your head to breathe out of the equation. You can just breathe through the snorkel and focus on what's going on with your upper body or just your arms. And then the fins just to be able to keep your body afloat as you are doing this drill, just because you're not necessarily going through a full arm cycle of freestyle. So if you're a little bit of a weaker kicker, your back half might tend to sink. So the fins are there just to give you a little bit of extra kicking propulsion so that you can stay nice and level in the water. If you're a stronger kicker and you're from a swimming background, you don't necessarily need to use the fins, but for the purpose of the demonstration, we're going to use fins. So once you get your snorkel and fins on, you're just going to push off from the wall, and then essentially all you're trying to do is replicate that first part of the catch motion. So when your hand enters the water, after you recover over the water, that's called the hand entry. And then the catch is that point where you're not necessarily applying any force to the water per se. You're just basically moving your hand down slightly so that you're grabbing like a palm full of water. It's kind of how I like to refer to it as. And it's that point of the stroke right before you push that water back in the pull phase. So what you're doing in this drill is you have both hands out overhead in line with your shoulders or just off to the outside of your shoulders. And you're just replicating that initial catch setup position. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it so that I can show you what you're trying to feel with this drill. So let's pause it right there. So what you see here and what you want to feel with this drill is you want to feel that high elbow catch position, right? So she moved from the hand entry position, which was just the hand straight out in front of her, to the catch position, right? So at this point, she hasn't necessarily pushed much water back behind her and initiated much propulsion or much forward propulsion. There's a little bit because her hand is moving down and then it starts to move backwards. But then the real propulsive phase of the movement comes right after this, where she would forcefully push the water back behind her, generating forward movement. But what you're trying to feel here is what it feels like to catch the water with a high elbow. What you'll see a lot of people do is you'll see their elbows drop, or you'll see them try and press their arms straight down in the water. And sometimes you'll even see people's, at this point, you'll see some people's wrists above their elbow. And that doesn't set you up for a very strong and powerful pull phase of the swim stroke. So it's a pretty simple drill. You're just replicating this movement over and over again, keeping your elbows up nice and high right before you initiate that pull phase of the stroke. And you're not actually going to go into the pull phase of the stroke. You're just going to be replicating the catch setup over and over again. So all you're going to do once you get to this point is you're just going to kind of finesse your arms or your hands back up to be in line with your shoulders, and then just repeat the drill. So go ahead and play it one more time just so you can see it. So again, just setting up the nice high elbow catch position, and then finessing those arms back up to the surface. Play it one last time so you can see it. Just getting the feel for that high elbow catch position. And so that's the catch setup drill, or the sculling drill, which others might refer to it as. If you have any questions on this, feel free to shoot me an email at peakenduranceSolutions@outlook.com. Hopefully you enjoyed this video.